Okay, in this video, we're going to talk about ZocDoc versus Google Ads. When you're doing your marketing for medical or any type of treatment, it often comes up, is it better to get leads from ZocDoc or leads from Google Ads? So we're going to talk about the pros and cons and comparing Google Ads and ZocDoc and what is best for your practice and getting new patients. So first off, ZocDoc, the pros, you only pay for appointment, so you don't have to pay for anything else. It just charges you a set amount and it will give you, it's a little expensive, but it's only going to pay for an appointment. There's a large amount of traffic going to ZocDoc, so you don't have to worry about how much traffic your website gets or anything else like that. They have an online booking system and there's a system to take in all the client paperwork. So if you don't have all that set up yourself, through your website or some other software, ZocDoc has all that built in for any patients or clients or new leads coming in from ZocDoc. As far as the cons, there are quite a few of them, and I'd encourage you to do your own research. Just Google it or go on Reddit. That's another good place to just have open discussions, see other people that have used ZocDoc for lead generation. The cons, you still get charged for no-shows. So you pay for the appointment, but you're still going to pay if the person doesn't show up, which happens all the time. It's very frustrating with lead generation with ZocDoc. It's often low quality. It's not quite a good fit as far as what's coming through. Sometimes people that don't have insurance but thought they did clicked on something and then booked an appointment, but they forgot they no longer have it, or they clicked on the wrong insurance that you don't take, and it doesn't quite line up with what you filled out on your profile and the patients or clients that are actually coming through. Also, on that same note, you can't pre-screen your appointments with your initial consultation. Now, depending on your medical practice, this may not really be relevant. You just come in and treat them. But for a lot of other options, this is extremely relevant, especially in the mental health therapists, counselors, things like that, or a chiropractor, or holistic medicine, or other types of therapy, maybe not a general practitioner or a specialist. You want to have that initial consultation first, especially for long-term care, because they might not be a good fit and you can't help them. So you don't want to force the appointment when it's not a good fit. Also, they're insurance referrals only. There's no cash pay or private pay. Again, some medical practices and doctors, they only work with insurance. Many other therapies, including mental health or holistic or acupuncture, lots of different things, maybe chiropractors. It depends. Some of them can work with insurance. Some would strongly prefer cash pay, or many of them you might do a treatment that it's very common that people do not use insurance or insurance won't cover it. So ZocDoc really isn't the best fit, especially if you're able to take cash and private pay and you'd strongly prefer that. This is common with therapists and other treatment options like this, then it's not a good option. It just sends insurance referrals. Also, you can get referrals for issues that you don't treat or it's not your specialty, which is a huge problem. And it's also can be crowded and overly competitive because when somebody looks up a particular doctor specialist in their area, it's a directory. So you're in a large list of providers. You have a little bit of information and pictures, and then they have to pick. So it's very crowded. It can be a good option if you use it and you like the results. You can always add on more marketing, but I just want to proceed with caution. It's not perfect, and here's some of the issues that we've seen from our clients that complain about. Some people switch off of it, or some people use it and an additional marketing. So that's some things you need to know about ZocDoc for lead generation and marketing. Next option for Google Ads, the pros, you show at the top of Google for your selected keywords only. So you're at the very top, whatever you treat, whatever your specific name is, whatever people think it is, and they type into Google, people often type in the wrong thing and the thing they think it's called. You can show at the top, you pick your keywords for what you're showing at the top for. Also, on the separate thing, you can block the keywords you don't want to show for. If you treat certain things, but you don't treat certain things, or you do certain prescriptions, but you don't do other prescriptions, This is very common, again, in mental health with therapists, psychiatrists, psychologists. The different names, they can crisscross a lot, and you don't want to show for the wrong things. Same thing with medical doctors. When you're treating a physical symptom, you don't want to crisscross and show for the wrong thing, or if you don't do surgery or if you don't do a certain type of treatment, you don't want to waste money on that. So if you're finding this content useful, go ahead and like and subscribe to get more great content like this. Or if you decided you don't really want to learn how to do this yourself anymore, click on the description link below. We'll run everything for you. We'll even do a free audit, free consultation, so you can see exactly what we would do if we took over management of your account. That way you can focus on running your business rather than learning how to run ads all day. Second, skipped over this, going to go back. The potential patients go straight to your website. So you're showing at the top of the Google for keywords they want to search, and then you're going straight to your website after they click on it. So it builds a lot more authority, more trust. They can go through your entire website. They can watch videos. They can look at the About Us. All these other options that build in a lot of trust. You can put on testimonial videos. You can put on all these different graphics and things on how you treat and why you treat it that way, its effectiveness. You just think about it as a very, very large profile, whereas ZocDoc, you get a very small profile. You don't get a lot of different pages. With the website, you can put as much as you want on there to convince potential patients and clients to come directly to you, which can be much more powerful. Also, it brings in more options for cash pay and private pay clients if that's relevant, where ZocDoc's not able to do that. Also, you control the intake process. You can do the pre-screening, you can do a questionnaire, you can do an initial consultation, a initial phone call first before they can come to you. And again, this depends on the practice and what you specifically treat. But a lot of times you need that initial consultation and pre-screening, or you're going to get flooded with the wrong type of people that have showed up in person. So that's a bad experience for them. That's a bad experience for you. You don't control your own intake process. Also, you show to people that are currently searching the symptoms. How do I treat this thing? What are the best options for that? Why am I getting this pain? Or what's the best treatment for this type of thing? People go to Google, and this is another good AI proof thing. They're always going on Google. They're looking for things. What are the treatments? What does this mean? Why do I keep having this pain? Why am I struggling with this? People are going in there, whether they're reading the Google AI answers or other AI answers, or they're using google.com and clicking through websites. They're at the very top of the funnel, as we call it in marketing. They're searching for answers, and you can pop up and say, this is the best treatment for this pain. This is the best option for that. Whereas ZocDoc, they have to already know the name of your specialty, which most common people don't. They just search something, why am I getting back pain, or what's the best treatment option for this particular symptom that I'm having. So you can find them while they're searching for treatment for a thing, even though they don't know the name of your specialty and likely can't spell it, honestly. So Google's a very great option for getting in front of the right people with your advertisement. Some of the cons, though, you do pay per click on your ad, not per appointment. Now, you can monitor how many clicks turn into appointments or turn into phone calls. It can all be HIPAA compliant. That's fine. All the tracking is there. So you know how many clicks and, of course, how many appointments and new patients and new clients came through. All that's trackable, but you do pay per click, not appointment. It can be expensive for smaller practices if you don't have, $1,000 to get started with, or a couple thousand, or at least 500. ZocDoc is cheaper, but you're paying per appointment, and there's some drawbacks there. Whereas with Google, you'd likely start at $1,000 or significantly more, depending on how big your practice is. It is very complicated to run it yourself. You're going to have to go through a lot of YouTube videos or courses. It's pretty complicated, and Google support is terrible. They mostly just tell you to spend a bunch of money. They're really not trained. The best practices, if you look on the internet, and best practices that a Google rep tells you from a very loud call center, completely different. Do not follow what Google tells you to do. It's horrible advice. Go literally anywhere else. So if you want to run it yourself, it is very complicated. You're gonna have to dedicate some time or pay for some training. It does require a website, so if you're a much smaller practice without a website or without a good website, you're going to have to build one. But the pros outweigh the cons. We've run a lot of Google Ads campaigns, very successful for medical practices, for therapists, counselors, a lot of different options. And we found that Google is much more effective than the directories and pay for performance or pay per lead option. So if you want to reach out to us for a free consultation to see if Google Ads is a good fit for you, click on the description link below, and thanks for watching.